Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Whichever is the time you are going to log in and watch this video. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about chapter 13, nail art. And we are going to start with saying that nail art has become the most popular add-on service in the nail salon today. You can create a French manicure look using monomer liquid and polymer powder, UV and LED gel polish, paint, crystals, deep powers, or airbrushing. There are many beautiful ways to display your art samples on tips in a glass case or frame, in a photo gallery or portfolio, and of course on your own nails. So nowadays we have Instagram and TikTok, and we can make videos of our work as well. There are a few things to remember when introducing clients to nail art. Be sure to explain the time requirements so you won't be late to your next appointment. Be sure that you have priced the nail art appropriately. Have tools, implements, and supplies ready to go. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the color theory, like the color wheel. Before you can expect to successfully produce appealing nail art, you must have a working knowledge of colors and how they relate, blend, clash, and complement one another. And that's how we have the color wheel. The color wheel illustrates and identifies the primary, secondary, and tertiary and complementary colors. Primary colors are pure pigment colors that cannot be obtained from mixing any other colors together. These primary colors are blue, red, and yellow. They are the pure colors from which all other colors are made and are often modified by adding varying amounts of black and white. Secondary colors. Secondary colors are the result from mixing equal parts of two primary colors. So if a primary color, like I said, is red and blue, if you mix red and blue, those two primary colors, you're going to get a secondary color that it will be violet. If you mix red, a primary color red, with a primary color yellow, you're going to get a secondary color that is orange. If you mix the primary color yellow and the primary color blue, you're going to get the secondary color called green. So the secondary colors are green, violet, and orange. Tertiary colors are red, orange, red violet, blue green, and yellow orange. Tertiary colors are also known as intermediate colors. So if you want to get a tertiary color, you need to mix one primary color with one secondary color. So if I mix the primary color red with the secondary color violet, I'm going to get red violet. Let's do one more example. If I'm going to mix the primary color yellow with the secondary color orange, I am going to get the tertiary color yellow-orange. And that's how it works. Complementary colors. These are located directly opposed each other on the color wheel. When mixed in equal parts, they produce a neutral muddy brown. Then mixed in unequal parts, they produce a natural color dominated by the color of the greatest amount. When these colors are applied side by side, they enhance each other, making each other stand or pop out. So complementary colors, let's go to the wheel again, to the color wheel, will be blue and orange. Why? Because they are located directly in front of each other. Green and red will be complementary colors, and yellow and violet will complement each other. Analogous colors are located beside each other on the color wheel. These colors blend well together and are beautiful when one fades into another. So the analogous colors will be green and blue-green, blue and blue-violet, blue and blue-green. So they are directly by each other. So now we're going to explain how nail polish can be used to create nail art. Polish is one of the most common mediums of nail art used in the salon or spa. So we're going to have French manicure. A French manicure, the nail bed is one color such as pink, peach, or beige, and the free edge of the nail is another color such as white. The curved line where the pink and the white meet on the nail is called the smile line. Color fading. Color fading or color graduation, now also known as ombre, are terms that describe when one color fades into the other. The meeting point is a combination of the two. Color blocking. Color blocking is just as it sounds. The nail has blocks of sections of colors, so there's no blending. Marbleizing is a swirl effect created when you combine two or more colors while they are wet. Mix them on the nail with a tool known as a stylus. A stylus has a solid handle with a rounded ball tip on each end that can range in size, and you move that around the top of the nail, and that's how you will mix the colors together. A French manicure is one of the most popular nail art procedures in the salon and spas today. Soak-off gel polish. Soak-off gel polish is a pigmented lacquer soak-off gel that has a thin enough consistency to be packed in a nail polish bottle. The bottles are not clear like you're used to see with the regular nail polish, because the gel polish will cure or harden when exposed to light. You will need a UV or LED lamp, whichever the manufacturer recommends, to cure or harden each layer. Demonstrate the basic techniques used in hand painting nail art. Hand painting is very versatile and can be beautiful alone or combined. You just have to use your imagination. Brushes. This is going to be a little bit too much, okay, information. They're probably going to be on your test, so make sure that you know the difference in between the brushes. A brush is the most commonly used tool when painting nail art. Brushes come in many sizes, shapes, and qualities and range from very soft to very firm. Synthetic bristles are best used for water-based paints. Smaller brushes are usually the best choice for painting art on nails. The very end of the bristles of the brush. Now we're going to describe the parts of the brush. The very end of the bristles of the brush, farthest away from the handle, is referred to as the tip or chisel edge, depending on the style of the brush. Round brushes, for example, have pointed tips, while flat brushes have a chisel edge. The midsection of the bristle is called belly, the belly of the brush. This is the area of the brush that retains the most paint. Which one? The belly. The ferrule is the metal band around the brush that holds the bristles in place. The area in which the bristles meet the ferrule is called heel. So I'm going to do this one more time. The tip or chisel is the farthest away from the handle. So it will be the end of the bristles. The midsection is known as the belly of the brush and it retains the most paint. The ferrule is the metal band around the brush that holds the bristles. And the heel is the area where the bristles and the ferrule meet. Most common brushes used for flattened nail art include round brush, liner brush, flat brush, fan brush, spatter brush, stripper brush. The round brush is the most common and versatile style of brush. The liner brush is very good for detail and is preferred for line working, like making letters. A flat brush has a square tip with long bristles, which gives it added flexibility. You can use this one for blending and shading. A fan brush is flat with bristles of hair spread out like a fan. This one you can use for blending and special effects. Spatter brush or detailer brush. This one is short, round, and has a little belly. This brush helps with maximum control and detail work. The stripper brush is extremely long, flat, and only have few fibers. This one is efficient when creating long lines or animal prints. Now let's talk about how we have to hold and move the brush. For this, we're going to need 3 techniques. We need to master 3 techniques, which are pressure, pull, and position. If we learn how to combine these 3, you will be amazed at how many different design strokes you can create with only a few brushes. Some of the most versatile strokes include the comma, the leaf, the ribbon, and the teardrop. Pressure. Remember, we need 3 of these to be successful in designing nail art. Pressure refers to the amount of force that an artist applies on the brush while stroking. The more pressure applied, the larger the cover of the area. If the amount of pressure decreases, the width of the stroke decreases. Pull. The nail professional must learn to pull the brush, not to push it. Pulling the brush across the paint surface creates a more fluid line or stroke. Pushing it will give a rough and spatter stroke. Position. Position refers to how you hold the brush on the nail. For instance, the brush could be held in a straight up and down manner with only the tip touching the paint surface. We use monomer liquid and polymer powder to make 3D art. Here we're going to talk about different types of art that we can do with different materials. So we have the inlay designs. These are designs inside the nail enhancements and are created when nail art is sandwiched between two layers. When creating 3D designs, you will use a very dry bead of monomer liquid and polymer powder so you can have control and style it your way. So if you want a round, if you want to make a leaf. When apply 3D art over nail polish, the polish must first dry for at least 3 minutes. Using UV and LED gel to create nail art. It's also fun to add in blemishes to clear UV or LED gel such as glitter and confetti because they're thin. Now we're going to talk about the flash cure. Flash cure means to partially cure the gel by putting it under the UV or LED light for 5 to 10 seconds. Choose when to use an embellishment in the nail art. Embellishments are crystals, rhinestones, stripping tape, foils, feathers, crushed shells, gems, confetti, stickers, decals, and beads. Describe how Describe how airbrush machine is used to create nail art. In this section, we're also going to describe the airbrush machine and its parts. This is a unique form of painting and it allows for color combinations, color fading, and designs that create endless options for clients wanting flat art. The ideal airbrush for nail art are designed for gravity fed, which uses gravity to pull the paint into the airbrush. All airbrush machines consist of three basic parts: the handle, air hose, and compressors. The handle is where the paint is fed and released and what you will hold in your hand when working. The handle consists of the fluid nozzle, needle, cap, trigger, and paint well or cup. At the tip or end of the airbrush handle, there is a small cone-shaped fluid nozzle that a tapered needle fits into. When the trigger is pressured and the needle is drawn back, the airbrush begins to release paint. The farther the needle is drawn back, the more paint is allowed to come through the opening. The well, also called the receiver, is a hole in the top of the airbrush where drops of paint are placed. If the airbrush has a color cup, it may be located on the top of the airbrush. The air hose attached to the handle and connects to the compressor. Explain the advantages of using stencils and stamping. A stencil, let me explain to you what a stencil is. It's a pre-cut sheet or thin plastic with a sticky backing that is cut by a machine into various shapes or designs. So to create designs or specific shapes easily, you can use a stencil. Stamping. Stamping has also become a popular way to create intricate designs quickly in the salon. Stamping is a method of transferring an image from a stamping plate to a nail. Stamping plates are commonly made of metal, and there are hundreds of laser cut designs to choose from. Techniques with the dip systems. We have the velvet effect. This one occurs when you create a gel polish design on the top of the finished nail, sprinkle dip powder over the design, and cure it in the LED or UV lamp. When the nail is finished curing, you can dust away the excess powder and the design will have a velvety 3D look. There is no need to add a top coat to this look. Rather, keep it dull to enhance the velvet effect. Now let's talk about the nail art competitions. These create opportunities for licensed professionals or nail students to compete in a specific category where the art and theme of the nails are part of judging criteria. Nail competitions have rules and guidelines. These include specific for time frames, models, presentation requirements, themes, and products allowed. Many competitions today include experience category, so you don't have to feel no type of way if you are in the beginner level because they do it also by levels like master levels or beginners levels. Becoming a competitor. The rules and guidelines will explain whether it is to be presented in a box or display case or on a model. You will need a competition kit. That this one will include your every product you will or might use in a specific competition. What steps do you need to follow for preparation? Consider the theme, give yourself time to prepare, draw it out, time yourself, keep improving, be methodical, practice with the model, keep practicing, pack carefully, get a good night's sleep, eat before you begin, and arrive early. These are things that you might have to have in mind before you go out and compete. So I want to wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, or good night, whichever was the time that you came to see or listen to this video. I hope this is of help for your testing and assignments, and I'll see you next time.